Alright guys, so welcome back to another episode of the Property Source and Success Show. I hope you're having a fabulous day. Right, straight into it. Let's get talking about something that doesn't get said often enough in the world of property investing. And this is fucking true. Pay attention. The moment that you've maybe landed something big, the moment that you've maybe secured, it's either that first deal or it's a whopper deal, it's a mega deal, maybe you've just secured your first tranche of private investor funding. Maybe you've secured a whopping amount of mega investment from a private angel investor. And you know that you should be excited. You know that this is what you've been working towards, but your brain is having a full-on fucking meltdown and it's screaming internally to you, you're not ready for this. You can't do this. What the fuck are you going to do now? Now, does that sound familiar? Because it certainly rings true with me. And I know that if you're listening to this, it almost certainly at one point in time, you're either experiencing it right now or you've experienced it in the past. It sounds familiar. And I had a message from one of my mentees this week, and I want to share it with you because it's probably exactly where you're at right now, or almost certainly where you have been if you've been in property for any length of time. Long story short, she's landed exclusivity on a 10 property portfolio in Dundee. Amazing. Now we're talking a juicy mix of HMOs and 1 and 2 bed flats. They are already renting well. They are yielding around 12%. Fucking solid investment deals, right? Not some shite off Rightmove. This is a real opportunity and a real deal opportunity. But what's the next message that she sends me? Well, she said, I'm going to paraphrase this because I can't remember it word for word, but she says, Danielle, I am feeling totally overwhelmed. My investor's gone quiet. I have investment funds coming through, but it's not enough for me to go solo on these projects. And even though I've secured this amazing opportunity, I am wobbling fucking big time. Now, here's what I told her. And here's what I want you to hear if you're listening to this and you're thinking, how the hell do I keep my head straight? How the hell do I keep my head in the game when I hit these types of stumbling blocks, when I hit these types of road bumps and speed bumps? Well, number one, the wobble is actually part of the work. The wobble that you have, whether it's today, tomorrow, the wobble that you had 6 months ago, it's part of the journey. It's part of the fucking work. So if you're feeling like you've got one foot straddling the I've got this camp and the other foot straddling what the fuck am I doing camp, well then congratulations, because you're doing it right. The confidence wobble is a sign that you're leveling up. As a mentor of mine said to me, and I've said this before in the podcast, with new levels comes new devils. So with each stage of growth in your property business, there will be new encounters, there will be new obstacles, there will be new roadblocks and speed bumps that you have not met before because you were playing at a lower level. And you're starting to meet them now because you are leveling up. So the confidence wobble that you're having, and this is what I told Alison, the confidence wobble that you're having is a sign that you are leveling up. It doesn't mean that you're unqualified. It doesn't mean that you're not fit for purpose. It means that you're actually no longer playing small. That is important. Now, when investors go quiet on you, when investors seem to have gone off the boil, you have to get very practical, right? So she's got a flaky investor who hasn't signed the paperwork. Here's what I told Alison. We do not chase. You have to reclaim the frame. Here's what I would say. I would shoot a quick message or an email or a WhatsApp to say, look, I totally understand if it's not the right time for you. I have a few other investors reviewing this opportunity right now, but I'm happy to keep you in the loop if anything changes. It's calm, it's professional, and it puts her back in control. The prize never chases. Again, something a mentor of mine a number of years ago told me when I came to her with the exact same issue, okay? The prize doesn't chase. So keeping a clear frame, keeping it calm, keeping it professional, and it puts Alison back in control. And if you're having a similar experience yourself, you can do the same and it puts you back in control. Here's the reality. If the investor is serious, they will come back. If they're not, move on, delete, block, on we go. Now, what if you've got a deal and you feel stuck because you don't have someone ready to buy it? Well, this is important. Here's the thing. You don't need to go out and reinvent the wheel. Now, what I would absolutely caveat is you should not be going out throwing offers in on properties and agreeing to take properties on if you know you don't have the investor database behind you or the connections behind you. But you can leverage the room that you're in. So here's the thing. We're not going to reinvent the wheel. We'll use our network. I told Alison, look, put it into our mastermind group. As it so happens, we have quite a few Scottish-based investors in our mastermind who would bite her arm off for these properties in that location with a 12% yield. So leverage the room that you're in. Put it inside our mastermind group. I've also told Alison, because she's in our mastermind group and because of the rapport that I have with her and because I know she's a smart and intelligent woman, I'll shout it out to the wider communities in my email list to get more eyes on it, because we can move it on, because she's put herself in a community, because she's put herself around the fucking table with people who can make shit happen. And here's the reality. This is what most people do not like to admit or try and shirk away from. If you are at a stage in your business and you're just not getting the traction that you want, if you're not getting access to the investors that you would ideally like to get access to, if you're not getting the right frameworks, the right support, the right guidance, the right advice to move forward, to blast through the stumbling blocks, it's because you're not fucking paid to play. And you will not like to hear that, but it is true. Sometimes in business, you have to pay to play. And what I mean by that is sometimes you have to invest in yourself, back yourself, to sit in rooms, to sit around tables where there are people who are making things happen. And because Alison has done exactly that, because she has invested in herself, because she's sitting in our mastermind room around our mastermind table, she has an entire fucking network and community there that she would not have otherwise. And so the 10 deals that she has, that is worth at least £30,000 in her pocket, will move on. Why? Because she paid to play. She's not stuck. Lastly, you have to remember where you are now. And this is really, really, really important. Okay? You have to remember where you are now. So if you're listening to this and you are maybe in a season of stretching, maybe you're in a season of building, and maybe it feels a bit raw, maybe it feels a bit fucking uncomfortable. What I really want you to know and what I really want you to understand is that it's not failure. It's just friction. And that is not going to change. If you want to get your property business to the level that you know internally you're capable of, you have to see these setbacks and roadblocks as not failure, but friction. And friction is growth. So that you're in it now. You have come far too far to doubt yourself. And that's every time you hit this is a time to level up. I hope this has been useful. Slightly different take on the podcast today, but I get a lot of my content material from the guys that I coach on a daily basis inside our mastermind program. And I figure, well, if they've got these questions and queries, then the wider community has them too. All I ask, guys, if this podcast is useful, share it, tag me, tag I am Danielle Bell Property, tag Danielle Bell on Facebook, tell people about the Property Sourcing Success Show. I am genuinely trying to disrupt the world of property sourcing by busting one myth at a time. I'll see you next week.